views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network as she provides energetic shifts and consistent results in every area of life, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success. Many people who shift out of limiting beliefs roar with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. The truth is funny. Shift happens. Feel instant relief. Stay tuned for more fun and release struggle and suffering. And now, here's your host, Colette Stefan.
Hello, this is Colette Marie Stefan. Welcome to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Radio. Stay tuned for the next hour to experience the instant relief of using your intuition to solve life's most challenging problems. Shift happens every Wednesday at 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific Time, live on the airwaves and in the archives at thetruthisfunny.com, transformationtalkradio.com, and transformationradio.fm. So these energetic shifts are still accessible through what I call HSN, which is the Higher Self Network, if you're listening later. So it's my pleasure to share life-transforming information and provide you with an opportunity to call in and delete energetic weaknesses to shift challenges into possibilities. And we love to hear from you here. Feel free to call in at 1-800-930-2819. I have one of my most favorite energetic practitioners on the call on the radio show with me today, and this is Karen Campbell-Benton. She is a certified body talk mindscape practitioner, a Ewan method master and instructor, certified acute care nurse practitioner, and she's also a mother. And Karen is the owner of Limitless Living, which was formerly Intuitive Living, which is providing private and group sessions and seminars to connect each and every person to their infinite potential. Karen, are you there all the way from New York City?
Yay!
Yay! Awesome. So, you and I have been working together for, 6 years or something now, 7 years. Can you believe it's been that long?
No, I mean, yes and no. I mean, it feels like it's been lifetimes.
Yes.
In the power of it, should I say, in the connection. And even though we don't get to talk that much, or, we've probably only physically been in each other's presence 3 times. It just speaks to the power of when you show up in a certain experience, how deep it can go without needing to adhere to any specific characteristics, right? Of how often we see each other, how often we talk. The power of it speaks well beyond all of that. And
it's so amazing because we can go like a year each other, and we have. And then we're like, oh my God, it's so happy to see you again. And I think the last time we saw each other was when I was flying through New York there, I think 2 years ago or something. Yeah. And so, that we got to do more of that. I love working with you. Today's show, what we're talking about is kind of like these identity boundaries or barriers that we place on ourselves and on others. And you wanted to talk about loosening those bonds up. So what have you been busy with here? Because I know you've really been working on this issue a lot.
And I think, I happen to be in the United States, and I spent most of my life here, and there's a lot of energy going on here. Fear of the unknown, right? Fear of what's happening, fear of not being in control. Through that, I feel a call to sort of open everybody to the possibility of expanding their own life in the presence of the environment that we're being faced with. Meaning using the experience and the uncomfortable sensations that are arising as an opportunity to sink even deeper into all that you already, all that you are. And the idea that how your external environment shows up is a source of value and strength is an illusion, and the reality of that comes from within. And we can't get from our external environment what we don't give ourselves. So we
totally.
Yeah.
It's a law of the universe.
Exactly.
You cannot attract to you that which you do not already possess.
Right. And as if we, which then feeds into the illusion that we are separate, right? So this idea with goodness, with the Adam and Eve, and with every other religious tenet and dogma that we've been fed since we were kids, says that we are separate and then we need something else to be whole. And therefore we start to take on labels, right? Mother, sister, friend, brother, student. And then we alter our behavior and our natural inclinations to adhere to those subscribed roles. And we then start the whole mind thing, right, of judging our worth and our value based on how well we perceive ourselves, right? Not that there's any reality to it, perceive ourselves adhering to those roles. And so if we let that, if you're listening and you're kind of like, whoa, what are you talking about? Just let it sink in, let the vibration of the words absorb through your cells, atoms, and molecules, and see what roles come up that might be available to you to experience the possibility of letting it go, right? The tenets that you must adhere to be a good mother. What would it be like to loosen them a little bit and to allow the experience that you're actually in to just be what it is?
It's so funny, when you say that, because, being a parent is a lifetime commitment. I hate to tell you people out there that are pretending it's not, but, I've talked to people. I remember having a client and she was in her 80s and she said, well, I'll be happy once my youngest son is, that I know he's safe and that he's on a good, strong path for himself in his career, blah, blah. And I asked her, I said, how old is your baby son? And he was 63. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
You could blame your kids for your entire life for not getting stuff done if you want.
Absolutely. You can stay roiled in that need to control or what's the word? Manipulate your child's desires based on your beliefs about what they need to be. Or, you can kind of sit back and maybe you need to have a beer in order to let go for that night, right?
Hey, I was a figure skating mom.
Yeah.
They make dancing moms look like they're nice.
I'll one you up on that. I'm an Irish dancing mom. So have you met the Irish?
Yeah, the witches, you mean?
Exactly. So I clearly have a line of...
there's certainly that line of but this is funny because you and I were talking about this, is that even at both your daughter and my daughter were actually working towards being at a world-class level in their chosen field, which your daughter's is dance and mine was figure skating and cheerleading with the other one and taekwondo and stuff. All of these different things. When even at a very young age, my oldest daughter in particular was already classifying herself as a certain person.
Yeah.
As an Olympic figure skating and as an Olympic figure skating jumper. Right. And she had that in her head and she knew what the requirements were. So when she got to a certain age and she realized that she was already skating 25 hours a week in training, that she was ready now to do something different. And so, and recognizing that and allowing herself to shift into a new role, a new way of being, a different kind of person. And so she went from this really athletic person to a more couch potato. And now, and it was really challenging for me to watch. I was like, wow, what happened here? Yeah. And, the hours and hours and hours that parents put into when their children are determined to compete at a level of that, it's hours and hours and hours of work and money and energy and time. So when the child stops doing that, it also affects the parent's identity. It's really an interesting dynamic when you watch it. And this plays out in business. It plays out in partnerships, like in relationships. It plays out in schooling, in every area of life. Yeah. You're going to see this dynamic. So we do have callers patiently waiting, and we do have to take a quick break here. So when we come back, we're going to take some calls from some of the callers here. And in the meantime, you have been listening to The Truth is Funny on Transformation Talk Radio with Colette Marie Stefan and my wonderful guest today, Karen Campbell-Benton. And when we return, we're going to talk some more about letting go of identity and take some of these calls from the callers. 1-800-930-2819. Let's make some shift happen.
What if your body and mind were the compasses to the secrets, mysteries, and magic of life? Glenna Rice, co-host of The Questionable Parent, is inviting you to access all that is possible. Glenna is a 10-year certified veteran access consciousness facilitator who offers an amazing variety of life-changing classes and workshops. Work with Glenna from anywhere with teleclasses and workshops all over the globe. To learn more and see Glenna's current schedule of events, classes, and workshops, visit glennarice.com.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days, because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthисfunny.com.
Tune in to Dynamics of Diversity Radio, scripting the new narrative for immigration with leading experts Kripa Upadhyaya and Steve Tanijo on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will remove the noise that often accompanies discussions on this topic and share a new perspective on the dynamics of immigration and diversity, ever reminding us that together we are all at the core of innovation, excellence, and positive change. Visit OrbitLawPLLC.com for upcoming topics. Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down. Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
1230 WBLQ.
We're back on The Truth is Funny with Colette Marie Stefan and my guest today, Karen Campbell-Benton. And we have people who have been waiting patiently to have some energy shifted. But before we do that, Karen, can you just...
Hello?
Oh.
Hello?
Oh, hang on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Wow.
There we go. Okay. Oh, sorry. Just a little glitch there. I was just asking you to share your contact information with the listeners.
Okay. Yeah. So my website is www.karenbenton, like bet $10, BETTEN.com.
You are from New York, aren't you?
Yeah, baby. Yeah. And I'm near Atlantic City by the, I had to bring that in where I grew up. And then email is Karen@KarenBetten.com.
And Brian, I understand we have some guests who have
we have a couple of callers, so why don't we take the first, all the way from jolly old England. Joanna, welcome to our show today.
Hi, Joanna.
Hi.
Hi, Joanna.
No problem, Karen. Hi,
what can we do for you today, Joanna?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Hi. I got a bit lost. I'm calling because I think I might be a good example for today's topic. I have on the physical level, I feel so out of energy last few weeks and maybe even months. I don't know. It's coming a bit down. And recently, I feel like I don't even have energy in my legs. And I was wondering if there's got something to do with my relation, my marriage, that, I constantly want out of it, and it never ends.
Yeah. Okay, so...
And it's also, there's also one thing that,
I want you to get in touch with that exhaustion. Okay, and just feel it on a scale of 0 to 10. 10 being like, it's really like bad right now. Where are you?
It felt like 8, 9, 10.
Yeah. You feel at the top there. Karen, what are you picking up here?
Well, the first thing that flows in when you said marriage was the piece that flew in for me, and feminine energy. So this idea of who and what you are being secondary to the constraints that you perceive marriage needing to exist in, right? So we have all these ideas of what marriage needs to be. They're not necessarily ours. They come from all these other, collective expressions of it. And then there's the idea of who I am. So this idea of who I am feels really powerful, right? Can you connect to that, Joanne? Who I am? Feel how powerful that is, right?
Yeah, if you go to your core and really feel that. And
even when you think who I am, where does your hand go on your body?
It feels like it's still a question to me.
Yeah. Okay. So where if you think who am I? Who am I? Where in your body do you feel who you are? Like, does your hand go to your legs? Does your hand go to your stomach? To your heart?
Oh, in the chest.
Yeah, it's your chest, right? That's who I am, right? The essence of you, the I am energy that doesn't identify with any roles is in there, right? And at least that's where we identify with it to be the essence of our being. So it to me, it's an invitation to expand the essence of who you are, regardless of the role that you are engaging in the moment, right? Whether it's student or patient or wife or sister or friend, the essence of you is always there. So we're just I'm sort of feeling the core of that energy that's driving through your pranic tube right through the center of your body. And we're just even put your hand on your chest and connect to that consciously.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hand it back to you, Colette, or we could ask her now what she...
Yeah, I'm feeling like that expansion that's what basically when I'm talking about that, it's like you're open, your chakra, your heart chakra is opening. Also the physical heart can be felt. And then you've also got a universal heart. Your universal heart is kind of what's beautiful and good for the entire universe, not just you. It's caring about everyone and everything and recognizing that I am is all of those things. And so you are a mother, you are a wife, you are a daughter, you are a business person, you are a woman. All of these things you are, but those do not define who I am. I am is just like you belong to be, that you are in the right place at the right time on this earth. And what I'm getting from you is you can't you can't feel your feet underneath you. Part of this, like it's kind of like you're cut off at the waist. Okay, so we want to strengthen you.
Yeah, that's how it actually feels. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we ask you now where you are at on a number scale, where are you?
I think I was 4.
Yeah, I was getting around 4 or 5. And so it's about your perception about this. Okay, so we get so used to, like Karen said, labeling ourselves. And this is like when people say, oh, well, you have to believe in yourself. You have to be very careful when you believe in yourself because people have a tendency, I was really thinking about this the other day, the goal others as you would do onto yourself. Well, I watch some people, the way they treat themselves, and I think, I don't need that in my life. Thank you. So it's about having high standards for yourself and allowing yourself to vibrate at a strong level, and then recognizing that when you make that choice, it doesn't mean that, like, it's not like a magic pill that you take and all of a sudden everything in your life is just going to be all hunky-dory and nothing bad is ever going to happen again. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to speed up. But you are going to be able to handle what comes your way because you are here at this time handling it. And I've talked about this a lot over the years about, you're already handling this. If you're already handling this, then you can handle better. And so just strengthening you to that. This is about fear of change, Karen, what else can we...
Sure.
Just tune in and we'll
add one more thing?
So we're going. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, because, my marriage, just a few words about my marriage, like it's so, in a way, abusive and there's so many things. And, and like in a few weeks, we have to go like to visit the family because my husband wants to. And there's so much push. And it feels like, I don't want to do those things. It feels like, I don't want to go anywhere.
Okay, so let's get you to take a deep breath. Yeah. And let's recognize what's going on here. Your lower half of your body is trying to run away from your upper half. It's kind of like, Karen, you know what I see?
I do too.
You know that Runaway Bride show?
That's exactly what
it's kind of like her bottom half is like running backwards and her the front half is running forwards.
So without having to answer too much in this of the story, but what keeps you from just saying no? From following that intuitive whispering from within your soul to invite you
I keep saying no, I'm not.
See, what comes up is, when she says no, she has to be angry to say no.
Right.
And so this is the karmic space of abusive power, which is always intertwined with anger and pride.
and so, this is going back 5 generations through the mother's line in your family, impacting the mitochondria and the patterning in which they engage the genetic blueprint for extracting energy, right? And it's coming more from the external environmental cues than the internal whisperings. Right. So we talk about efficiency, right? When we follow our soul and the whisperings of our feminine wisdom and knowing that can never adhere to rational thought and rational understanding, it's so much, that's such a limiting experience for it because rational, right, is defined by what we understand. Our feminine expression is not to be understood logically. It's so much more powerful than that. And that's where the effortless ease and efficiency comes in life. Do you feel that shift? Go ahead, take a breath, Joanne. You feel that?
Yeah.
It just brings the point that I feel like Joanne? I cannot be a woman here.
What's that?
I cannot be a woman here. I have to be everything.
Yeah. Well, you are everything and you're nothing. So that's that karmic space of pride, right? Like what happens is people waffle between being the most important person on earth and then being absolutely nothing. And so we're just going to strengthen you that you can be on both ends of those extremes and you can allow yourself to say no. the problem with people that do not learn how to say no is they end up having generally towards it amounts to a lot of the symptoms of arthritis and fibromyalgia, and a lot of those weaknesses in the body extend from that because of holding this in the joints of the body. And so we want to let those things go. Thank you for calling in, Joanne. We have to take a quick break here. This is Colette Marie Stefan, and we have Karen Campbell Benton, and we have a caller that we'll take right after this short break. We'll be right back.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I'm telling you, I got to pinch myself some days, because when each of us gets called to do something that we so not thought was in our wheelhouse to do for a purpose that's so much greater than us, we get to show up and shine.
If you would like to show up and shine on the Dr. Pat Show as a co-host or sponsor, send us an email to inspire@thedrpatshow.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthisfunny.com.
Called the Oprah of radio by her listeners, award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatshow.com for listening times in your area.
Are you sick of feeling overworked with no motivation? Take a break from the daily grind. Life coach Nicole Eisler is here to provide a healing journey of optimism. Passionate and caring, Nicole is no ordinary soul. Her dedication to helping everyone has no limit. Witness the power of positivity. Tune in every first and third Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific for Positivity Party Radio with Nicole Eisler on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit BigDreamAwakening.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
1230 WBLQ.
I am Colette Marie Stefan, and you are listening to The Truth is Funny. You can connect with me at thetruthisfunny.com and talesfromthevector.com. That's TAILS. For energy correcting cards and paintings that are now available. And for information regarding the Energetic Upgrade online program with Mark Kettenbach, you can go to energeticupgrade.com, and you can find me on all the social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And even hashtag on Instagram. We're back. So that is at The Truth is Funny with Colette. Anyway, we have Karen Campbell Benton, and we just had Joanna from the UK call in, and you had Karen. You wanted to just finish up. She's already hung up, but you wanted to finish up. Just explain.
Well, I wanted to comment. Yeah, exactly, on the power that Joanne had of listening to this intuitive sense that the title of this program and the radio content that we were going to be exploring together resonated deeply with some of the influences and factors that were contributing to her ability to experience energy with ease. And that there is this incredible inner knowing and wisdom that we all have. And as we drop the need and adherence to goal-oriented action, right? That I need to do this because this is what a good mother does, or this is what a wise, smart woman does. And we start to listen to those whisperings. We engage in experiencing energy from a place of ease, right? And less from that motivated strength and will drive that drains the adrenals, that drains our life force energy, that has us living a life that's adhering to other constructs rather than the ones that are a natural expression of our unique spirit. And so I applaud Joanne for and want to, invite every person, woman, man, whoever it is, to invite that experience in themselves, right? What a powerful example of what we are capable of as individuals. And this is where we change the world, right? Listening to that inner call, that alignment of what is naturally comes from our unique makeup and nature.
That's what you're preaching to the choir here with me, because as I told you, I've been, enmeshed at a great level in the last 2 months in particular, 20-hour a day enmeshed, working on my new program. Which is called Call to Dance. And I'm going to talk more about that in the upcoming show next Wednesday, because I have such new stuff. But this was my quandary, is I've been chasing after the logical reasons, the reasons, the physical reasons in quantum physics, how we're all connected. I wanted to have an understanding of this. I've for 10 years, I've been studying anatomy, studying all the logical ways that you could possibly share this information. And now I'm ready to go back to plan A, which is share this information at events in the way I'm best at doing, which is I am like a sight hound when it comes to following the weakness. I like to stay on target. And so I know that logically a lot energetically doesn't make sense on a logical level, but the most brilliant, wonderful magic happens when we allow it to come in. And there's room for 50% logic here and 50% creativity. And that's how we turn all these challenges that we are faced with. If we understand that every challenge we're faced with is really just a possibility in disguise, then, and we let go of the fear and we allow ourselves to accept where we are at that moment, and that these are all the possibilities that we could choose, we are more likely to choose the most powerful one for us and for everybody around us. And so that's kind of what you and I are doing when we're doing this work. But to try and describe it to people, there's so many ways that we can describe it. And just the beauty of just allowing the intuitive information to flow, and then taking the consistent steps of action allows manifestation on this plane. Having said that, we can also manifest without taking those consistent steps of action in any knowable, I guess, way. It's more like it just all happens in a split second of time, and it's just done. And then all of a sudden, magically, we have manifested that which we have been working towards. And so that's just what I'm getting to tell the people that are listening right now around this, because it is very confusing right now with all the changes that are happening on the planet. We do have a caller that's been very patiently waiting. We have Brian. We have someone waiting here.
Yes, we do. How about we bring on the lovely Liz from San Diego?
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Hi,
from
good
San
morning.
Diego.
Hi.
What can we do for you today?
I'm looking for some energy shift around. I'm having some pain and stiffness in either my lower back or right shoulder. They seem to alternate or do both, and it's a thing that will clear up for a while, and I think it's, kind of resolved, and I can resume certain physical activities, and then it gets aggravated again.
What number on a scale 0 to 10 are you at now?
Probably a 5.
Okay, so Karen, what are you picking up here?
Is it your whole lower back or one side dominates?
It's generally in the center, but sometimes it is more on the right.
Yeah. Okay. So when I get right, I talk about following it. I just get drawn right to the spleen, and I get drawn to subconscious, right? So what's below the surface? So there's this idea that, in society that what we understand, we have to see what's in front of us or it doesn't really exist. Yet all of us, particularly us women, recognize some of the most powerful attributes of our experience are not what's tangible and conscious and in our awareness, but a felt sense. So we're looking at these subconscious influences that are contributing to perhaps an uneasy feeling as you approach your daily life. So when you think about there being influences that are below your awareness, what does that bring up for you?
The first thing is, when you said the uneasy feeling, the first thing that came up was this idea of there's going to be sort of invasion by other people.
Yeah. It's so interesting, right? That's so powerful. Such insight on your part, this invasive energy, right? So this idea, and I've had that with a lot of my clients, that they're kind of like, so you know something about me that I don't know?
Yeah. You know what? This is coming up twisted out of shape. And so that burden that you're carrying on your right shoulder as that's your masculine energy speaking to you, that, kind of like having to be resentful and angry if you're going to do business like a man, twisting you out of shape, like in your at the solar plexus. It's like I'm getting you're holding your breath a lot. And so, your body will breathe for you without conscious effort. Having said that, if you start to notice that you're holding your breath, I'm getting that your solar plexus, like your diaphragm, is actually twisted. And it's coming from that center there. Like that calmness that you have when you're allowing that energy to flow through you. This is very similar to what our first caller just was experiencing, where the back end seems to be on backwards from the front end. And I'm getting a weakness from the sternum to the tailbone. And it's kind of like something triggered you that, it's kind of like when a dog gets scared and you tuck your tailbone in and it's pulling on your sternum. And so we want to, it's kind of like you got so much energy running in between the middle zone there that can't escape. So we want to strengthen you, allow yourself to spin, allow yourself to let it go through your feet, through your hands, allow it to go through your colon and your bladder. Let some of this energy out of your body is what I'm getting. And so just strengthening all of that. Breathe.
So if you take a deep breath in and out, where do you find it more challenging, taking in or letting go?
Taking in.
Yeah. So just receiving, all that you are, right? Receiving from the universe with ease, receiving from the insightful wisdom that exists within you, regardless of how you're showing up or perceive yourself to be showing up in the world. Those mitochondria start to perk up a little bit and recognize the capacity that they have to engage in the formation of energy, despite the parts of the brain, right? The amygdala, we're just kind of bringing there, look, and I see you, the amygdala, the hippocampus, the hypothalamus are sort of engaged in triggers from past memories of needing to fight the fight, the struggle. Life is a struggle. I got to stay ahead of it. I need to think this out. I need to, anticipate what's going to happen. These projections and expectations influence what shows up in our lives. So as we kind of notice that, bring our awareness, I see you, I see this pattern that I have, used as a default program, and it supported me a lot of my life, and it was really powerful. But there's an invitation, like Colette was saying, to be redirected. There's an invitation to open to a different aspect of engaging in life.
I love it, Karen. Like, that's exactly, this is an invitation, and it's coming up like funny the same way. And I've been experiencing this too. My daughter was here, and I hadn't seen her for a year and a half almost. And she was here, and the moment she left the house, as soon as I walked back in the door, my back went into back spasms. And it was kind of like, letting her go again and wanting to hang on to her and going, glory, hallelujah, she's gone and I have my space back. Like that feeling of being torn in half. And so we just want to thank you this. And as you listen to the rest of the show, because we do have another caller when we come back, I would like to just point out that anyone listening to this that's got similar issues going on, which is usually the case, that you can take these energetic shifts and listen, if you're listening to it now, or you can take these energetic shifts on a general level for yourself. And you may find that it calms the very thing that we came on this show to calm. Yeah. This is Colette Marie Stefan. You are listening to The Truth is Funny with Karen Campbell-Benton. We'll be right back after this short break.
The Earth is an ever-changing being. Goddess light shamanic healer Bree Gibbs guides us through the ascending worlds and brings forth knowledge and truth. As a light creator, she is here to provide new information needed at this time in our evolution. Join Bree as she shares messages from guides, spirits, ascended masters, goddesses, and others. Tune in Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific for the Silver Gaia Show and live the authentic life.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Called the Oprah of Radio by her listeners. Award-winning host Dr. Pat Baccili is blowing the doors off of traditional talk radio. Get ready for an energizing delivery and powerful interviews with leaders in the field of human potential. Dr. Pat's fresh, new perspective on living life full out has catapulted her show to the top of talk radio. Tune in and Dr. Pat will help you thrive instead of merely survive. Visit thedrpatshow.com. That's THEDRPatShow.com for listening times in your area.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit thetruthисfunny.com.
Are you sick of feeling overworked with no motivation? Take a break from the daily grind. Life coach Nicole Eisler is here to provide a healing journey of optimism. Passionate and caring, Nicole is no ordinary soul. Her dedication to helping everyone has no limit. Witness the power of positivity. Tune in every first and third Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific for Positivity Party Radio with Nicole Eisler on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit BigDreamAwakening.com.
Get ready to experience Truth Talk Radio with host Deb Acker. Tune in to Truth Talk Radio each Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com to illuminate the truth in your daily life as you experience life, love, and abundance from a whole new perspective. This hit show will leave you feeling lighter and bring you into a place of infinite possibilities every day in every way. Visit TruthTalkRadioshow.com for upcoming transformative topics and guests.
1230 WBLQ.
This is Colette Marie Stefan with The Truth is Funny. I have Karen Campbell-Betton on with me today, and we have a caller all the way from Paris, France. Do we not, Brian?
Yes, we do. We have Liz. Welcome to the program.
Is that Liz or Marie?
Hi.
It's actually Marie, my mistake.
It's Marie.
No problem, thank you.
Speaking of identity.
Hi, Marie.
We're changing you to Liz.
Hi, my dear son. Yeah.
How would you like to be a Liz today?
There we go. Marie, all the way from France. What can we do for you today?
So I have sort of a roller coaster that I go into with my new boyfriend. When I have contact from him, hear from him, I'm very happy. But then if more than a day goes without hearing, then I start panicking with insecurities, even though I, at some level, know that things are okay. So, how can we
on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the worst, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about yourself when you do this? 10 being
when it happened, like today, it was an 8. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, this is about you giving your power away, okay? So it's kind of like people will say, well, I'll be happy when da-da-da, or I'll be happy when I get that degree, or I'll be happy when. Happiness is not something that, it's not a destination. Happiness is a choice. It's a way of living. And so this is a really good test for you, because this is one of the things that, for you, that really pushes your buttons. And so we're going to strengthen you to that, like the discomfort of it, of being this strong, powerful woman who's living in France and living the French dream. Even your name is right, Marie. And at the same time, hinging all of that on whether or not you get a text or a phone call from some new man that you just met. How long ago?
3 months. 2 months.
How long?
2 months ago. 2 months.
Yeah. Okay, so you still have a weakness to 3 months being a long-term relationship.
Get out of my head.
So we're just going to strengthen you. If 3 months is still a long-term relationship for you, then you're almost 2/3 through it. So you're going to start doing the things that people do after 2/3 of the way through the relationship. Karen.
Yeah. So I love your insight, and I want to applaud you on this. The beauty, when you said, I know everything's okay. So there's an awareness that this story is what you are using, and I put that in quotes, to legitimize the feelings that are arising, right? Because everybody's going to get your back and be like, yeah, well, not everybody, but people will back you up and say, I know, well, why doesn't he call you? Like, he should call you. And you're like, yeah, that's why I felt the way I felt, right? Rather than the capacity we have to acknowledge, honor, nurture, and nourish the feelings that arise within us and the wisdom that they hold for us. They're not always going to equate with well, now I know what this was. I was feeling sadness, and I used my story with my boyfriend to cover up the sadness. Sometimes it's going to be that clear, but other times it's not. And we don't always need to know a clear delineation of what the sensations represent, because that's a limiting experience. So what would it be like to notice, right? Just with not needing to change. Oh, look at me. I want to add to this story that my boyfriend is not, good to me. Notice it, really feel the sensations in your body, just kind of notice where they are in your body, kind of go into them. And then you could do lots of things. You can get a session for it. You can play with your creative mind of how to move it through. But it's an invitation in you to honor the power of these sensations and how they are an opportunity to redirect your life, love yourself or love them more, or let something go.
I love that, Karen. And, what I was thinking about, if that doesn't work for you, think about how the fact is that when you're sitting there waiting for him to call you or and choosing not to be happy until he does, that you're aging.
Ooh.
And
I hope that makes you laugh. Does it make you laugh? Are you young enough that it makes you laugh? Because I would like to erase all the times I did that.
Yeah, there you go. So it's kind of like all the times that we look in the mirror And, you look back, right? And you're like, wow, looking in the mirror when you're like 21 years old and you're, like, oh, my breasts are too small or this or that. Like there was so many things that you could notice wrong about yourself. And then at the same time, looking back at a picture of yourself 30 years later, at that age and going, what was I thinking? I was beautiful. And so this is about taking this benefit of experience that you now have with all your other relationships and recognizing that you don't need to sit in an emotion for more than a split second to, have you ever had a boyfriend not treat you well before, Marie?
Well, yes, as you know.
Okay. Yeah. So do you need to really, really feel that some more to understand what that feels like? Or do you feel like you have a pretty good idea of what that's like?
I've had plenty of that.
Okay. So you can you can acknowledge it. You don't want to suppress it, right? Because you don't want to age over it. But you get in touch with that and you right away go to this place of where you see yourself happy, in joyful laughter, putting that feeling into your relationship. Okay, so you've had you've experienced the other side. I'm getting that you. Or
you know what, Colette? What if you put that into yourself, right? And filled your own cup, so that when you showed up in relationship, you were showing up to experience communion. You fill your own cup. These sensations show up. You don't put that in your boyfriend's responsibility to fill it. You fill your own cup. You fill your own soul. And when you show up, you're showing up in a space of communion. Can you imagine if the whole world did this?
Yes, it would be beautiful. And it would be challenging because sometimes we just want to indulge in our emotions. That's kind of, and a lot of people expect us to. So that's one of the expectations of women. And what I have learned over the years working with countless people, when it comes to romance, the number one relationship that you want to go to is your mother. That is the most intimate relationship that you will, that you probably will have when you consider the fact that for 9 months, you're incubating in her belly. And so all of the thoughts, all of the she is having while she is pregnant, you are absorbing those. And it is actually making, it's part of your makeup. So when we fall into these situations where we are looking for reassurance from our boyfriend, a lot of the times if we check it, we can just ask ourselves, is this coming from me or outside of me? And in this case, outside of me goes energetically weak. So, well, who? I would just ask the question, who? And right away, what comes up is mom. And this isn't to blame moms. It's just that because of the intimacy of that connection. So we've run out of time here, but wow, we've brought up some amazing, wonderful points to consider here. And I want to thank you, Marie, for calling in. Karen, last words here. You've got a couple minutes.
I don't know. Yeah, awesome. I don't really have anything to say logically other than, nothing. Fill your own soul. Find what lights you up and follow that. And that's the biggest gift we can give the world. If you find your boyfriend's getting you upset, Donald Trump's getting you upset, whatever it might be, use it as an opportunity to explore your own inner landscape, right? The unknown, and fill it. Some days that's going to be chocolate. Some days that's going to be exercise. Some days that's going to be in the presence of another human. Some days that's going to be a sunset. Some days it's going to be a session with Colette. Some days it's going to be a workshop with Colette. But these are the aspects of our humanity that we can expand and feed and nurture. The intuitive garden, the inner wisdom and knowing, the place where we recognize we are already full, we are already complete, and we nurture and honor that aspect of ourselves.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Karen. Beautifully said. I have no more words to express myself. I want to thank you, and thank you, Brian. Thank you to the people that called in. I'm excited about next week's show. I'm going to do some 3-card readings with my dragons and tell people about what I've been up to for the last while, which is like quite a bit. Anyway, we'll be back next week. The Truth is Funny, Transformation Talk Radio. Bye for now.
You've been listening to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan. Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Stefan each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network as she provides energetic shifts and consistent results in every area of life, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. The Truth is Funny. Visit thetruthisfunny.com for more information. That's thetruthisfunny.com.